Hey y'all, welcome in. So this isn't going to be a terribly long live because I am still here at the hospital with Minister Sunshine, but I did want to go ahead and I did want to go live and I did want to talk about Miss Tonya Wipp. She's missing out of Florida. Let me mute that. It's just easier to see chat with my phone since StreamYard kind of acts weird. So thank you for all being here, and I want to make sure that I do bring Miss Tonya Wipp to my channel. She will be featured on News Nation. Of course, as you guys know, I love me some Vern Gilbert. Love Vern on Twitter. He's been working with Missing in America and some other law enforcement and things like that to get her billboard up. Her billboard is up and running. If you would like to donate to her billboard, you can find Vern on Twitter. I did go ahead and do my initial donation last night because I always like to do my part when I'm reached out to or these missing cases. So I did want to go ahead and make sure that we had something so her billboard does start running. So I've got Twitter pulled up here, as you guys can see, and her poster that you see there on the screen can be found on my community wall. I am new to this case, so I figure we would look into this case together. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can I make it bigger, because I don't necessarily have to be on here. So there we go. So this is my Twitter, guys, Mind of Monsters, if you want to find me on Twitter. And I just wanted to share some of the posts and videos and things that we have on Twitter. So this is Missing in America Network. So I'm going to start out with this post. This was July 30th. This absolutely infuriates me, and I haven't been on these comments. I don't even care to look at the comments, but there was apparently something said whenever we had the whole kidnap myself case going on. I'm not even going to give her I don't even want to say her name. Either way, when that whole mess was going on, this lady was questioned whether this is a hoax. So hashtag Tonya Wipp is a very real missing person under suspicious circumstances and was possibly met with foul play. Please do not compare with a hoax or a crime. And that goes across the board, guys. And I can't see chat, so if anybody chats, I'm not being rude. I just can't see you. I mean, I can see you on my phone, so it takes me a minute. But this just, when I saw this, it like made me want to go through my laptop and choke people for, even asking if this was a hoax, And I have to say that when we had that whole mess going on with, real missing people and all the big channels and all the big, people that work with the bigger channels, they only want to put out all that crap because it was a bunch of drama instead of actually, putting out missing people like Michaela Sandridge or Tonya Wipp, or I could keep going and going and going and going and going and going, how these missing cases are not taken seriously. If you guys have been on my channel or been following me recently, I've kind of hit my limit with just ignorance and people not having empathy or sympathy for families. And if you ever have a missing person, you would want your family member to be treated as if they were important. And that's what these people want as well. I don't care if you're homeless, a drug addict, what your preferences are, what your life preferences are. Whatever your preferences are is not important. What matters to me is getting your face out there and make sure people know that you're a missing person. And that should be the only thing that matters. So we're going to scroll up past my rant. It says update, and this was 23 hours ago. Kylie Jones, Fox 13 update. Auburndale police have upgraded Tonya Wipp's disappearance to a missing endangered person. The reward for information is up to $4,000. So they're offering a cash reward. Anything, contact Heartland Crime Stoppers at 1-800-226-TIPS, which is 848-8477, or the Auburndale Police Department. And I'll pull her flyer up so you guys can see her flyer. All right, so that's her flyer. One of her flyers. She's got a couple of flyers, but that is one of them. It says, on 6/29/2023, Auburndale police responded to a report of a missing person, Tonya Lee Wipp, date of birth 10/8/1984, Wipp is a white female, approximately 5'7", with light brown hair. Last known contact with Wipp was via phone. Social media was on 5/28/2023 through 6/1. Wipp lives in the Auburndale area where she was last seen. If you have any information, contact Detective Wall, Detective Seymour at 863-965-5555 or by email at cwall@auburndalefl.com or Seymour Seymour at auburndalefl.com to remain anonymous and be eligible for the cash reward. And at the time, this was $3,000 from Crime Stoppers and $1,000 from anonymous donor. The total cash of $4,000. Please contact Heartland Crime Stoppers at 1-800-226-TIPS 8477. So we went over that, and I just wanted to go ahead and pull her flyer up here so we can see her flyer on screen. So we'll scroll down a little bit further. This is from Spectrum Bay 9 News. Full shout out to them. This is, I believe, an article. This was about the vigil, and if I'm going to scroll just a little bit further down, okay, this has the video. So I want to show you guys this video, and again, big shout out to the news here, or not. Let's see if it's going to let me. Okay, so I do have to stop this and periodically talk for fair use because I don't want to, not use fair use because I don't want to get hit for anything. But this is the first local news that I've run across so far. As I said earlier, she is going to be featured on News Nation on Thursday. And for those of you that have feelings about the vigils, whenever a vigil is, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person's gone. It's just a way for the community to come together, light a candle, and experience emotional or experience whatever they're experiencing from this missing person in their community. Okay, and there is some footage later on that I'm going to show you guys here on Twitter about that search. There is, and I am going to give him credit just for the fact that he did go out there. I'm not going to show it. And if you want to go and look for it, apparently JLR interviewed the guy that they searched his property. Okay, so big shout out to Spectrum. And there's a $4,000 reward, and I don't want to play all their stuff, so that way you can go through and look. And oh, look, speak of the devil. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't have my mouse, guys. I'm at the hospital, so I apologize. That was a bit of a... So I'm not going to show this video. I'm not going to give him any kind of view or anything on my channel. If you're a fan, if you're a follower, that's you. I don't hate out for anybody. You follow who you follow. You watch who you watch. If you want to watch this, you're more than welcome, but I'm not going to pull that up. Okay, so this is July 29th. Today is a great day to find Tonya Wipp. Tonya Wipp is missing in Auburndale, Florida. Please continue to share her flyer. And then the link that I tried to use earlier wouldn't open. So let's see if this link will work. Okay, so this link does work, and this is a Google Doc. So I will drop this link in chat. So that way, if you guys want to go and grab this link, and I will actually also include this on my community post as well. And that way the flyer is easily accessible. But that is her flyer that you guys are able to download and go ahead and see her flyer, and you guys can share it, and the phone number of course is on the bottom. Now this one, it does have her description. It's in the middle here. This is a Missing in America flyer. I've not personally done a flyer for her, but guys, it doesn't matter who does them. It's just, let's get it out there. So this is a reply, so we're not going to go over that. I'm not going to go over that because it's not valid information. So then we have, hi friends, I want to repost. Okay, I guess the repost is because of the new X thing on Twitter, whatever. So retweet, repost. We haven't received any new leads in my cousin's case. This was on July 27th. And then he goes on to say that she was last seen on 5/28, and the phone number that you can reach for tips. Okay, and then we have Jennifer Coffender, and you guys know I love me some Jennifer. So we have Jennifer Coffender. It says it's concerning to report law enforcement is excavating a yard to look for Tonya Wipp. The street is quarantined off at the moment, and her family is waiting for news. Her family has prayers. So then you have the post from Jennifer that says, please use your platforms to help find Tonya Wipp. The case is possibly a domestic violence situation that resulted in a tragedy. The family is hoping for the community's help. And then she goes on to thank someone, and let's see, Gabby brought us all together to fight for awareness of the victims, to search for and to advocate. And this is a flyer as well. And for some reason, Twitter won't let me download stuff, so I'm going to snip this one too. This is her official flyer from the police department. It has all the same information that we've already read, so I'm not going to make you guys sit here and listen to me read the same information again, but I will snip this as well. And I'll make sure that after the live, I put that on my community wall. So that way everybody's able to share that poster. So you have 2 flyers that you can choose from. And I think these are all just going to be. Okay, and this was the search party on July 23rd. And then the rest of it's just going to be normal, just other tweets. And we don't, not that they don't matter. I just don't want to look at any other tweets. Okay, so this is from WFLA, WFLA JB. It says the Auburndale police ask our crew to stay back while they executed a search warrant with FDLE. Video sent by at WFLA shows investigators coming through the backyard of our exclusive interview with the man where it was. So let's see if this opens up. There's a video. So we'll take a look at this. The main reason for this live is just to get her face out there. Police search a home tied to Tonya Wipp's case. Resident tells WFLA Auburndale, Florida. Law enforcement was searching an Auburndale home Wednesday evening for the investigation of the disappearance of Tonya Wipp, and it's last Wednesday, not today, just so that way it's not misinformation. The Auburndale Police Department, Florida law enforcement searched the home in the area of the Indiana Court and Rose Street. Volunteers searched for Wipp and yields no leads, and efforts continue. The resident, Jake Rudy, said the search was in connection to the disappearance of Wipp, who went missing sometime between May 28th and June 1st. So I know that everybody's really into this Gilgo Beach list or whatever, but this case is important too. So I'm going to ask that this gets shared. Put this on your platform. Say her name. Let's get that out of there. Well, we'll do it like that. Okay. So I don't think this is going to have any sound, but this is just, I believe, the same clip. There was an aerial view. We may just go back to Twitter, but this is just where they were, I don't know, moving wood, apparently. So that's not too exciting. Okay, Rudy said that Wipp was at his home for about 45 minutes. Yeah, we do not want to listen to you, sorry, and I don't even need you playing. But denied any involvement in her disappearance, and he said she doesn't know where she is. There's nothing at my house that involves Tonya, Rudy said. There's nothing illegal in my house right now. Why would you say right now? No, I'm not hating, and I'm not saying that this guy's done anything. I'm just, why would you? I just don't understand people. Rudy said Wipp used to live at his house 10 years ago and hopes that she's found safe. I'm hoping they find her safe, maybe needed time away and disappeared. Otherwise, I hope they find her. I love her with all my heart. Robin, and I don't want to chop her last name up. This is Tonya's sister, is holding on hope that she will be found. I loved her very much and miss her, and I just want her to come home. Okay, and then it just goes on, because I want to be close in case something happens. She said, in case they need me. Every day gets harder. A lieutenant on scene told 8 on your side, Justin Schnecker, that the officials wrapped up the search of the home for that night on Thursday morning. The developing story, and then, of course, WFLA, Channel 8. Shout out to them. If you don't follow Channel 8 on Twitter or social media, make sure you do follow them because they're amazing. And then this is just another post about her missing. Tampa Bay 10 covered her case. So that's another post. And then this is what I was talking about, where they had the search tents and everything. And then this is another view of the search tent. And I know it seems kind of like monotonous, or it seems kind of silly to show the search, but it's important to because I mean, I'm investigating this with you guys, so I want to make sure that I read everything that's available. And like I said, this is not going to be a terribly long live. Hey, Juju. This is not going to be a terribly long live, because if you guys can hear the snoring monster in the background again, I am still at the hospital with him, but I'm still trying to do my part and advocate and do what I do and be here for my families and be here for the missing. Okay, so I believe this is a family member. I think this is a cousin. Maybe not. Don't hold me to that. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, so I'm not doxing anyone. This is public information. Florida is an open record state, so not doxing anyone. It just goes on to tell where they searched at. The search yielded nothing, so we're not going to read that. Okay, so I think this is just going to be more of about the search. Okay, here's one of. Okay, this is her billboard. So this is Vern Gilbert. And like I said, Vern is one of my favorite human beings. If you guys are on Twitter, make sure you follow Vern. If you're advocate for missing or part of the missing community, if you just share flyers and posters, hit up, make sure you hit that follow button because he is amazing. And this, let's see, can we make that big? Should be able to. This is her, I believe this is her billboard. It may not be. Usually he sends me a clip. I probably have one in my messenger, but I'm not going to open it. So, because I have a message that just come through and I'm not sure who it's from, and it may be from a family, so I don't want to open that while I'm on screen, so I'm not being ugly. So yeah, this is okay. So this is what her billboard looks like. And if you guys want to donate, you're not required, and I'm not grifting, and I'm not saying donate, please donate. If you do want to donate, please hit up Vern on Twitter. He has a system set up so that way that the payments go straight to the billboards and it's not anything wonky or questionable. So it works for him. So if it works for him, then please make sure you hit him up on Twitter and he will give you the instructions on how to place a donation. Okay, so this just goes on to talk about her billboard. I think this is the same, and of course, that like I said, that's where's the shout out, so we don't want to go through that. Wipp is amazing, like they do great work. Okay, so this is this week's missing case on News Nation, the disappearance of Tonya Wipp. New developments in search efforts. Hear from her family. Tune in Thursday noon Eastern, News Nation Live, and join us in the live discussion after the show on at X for the News Nation media platform. So I am going to play this short video.
We believe that she would not be in that area.
Worrisome, stressful. We're just trying to keep it together.
I just don't believe she just walked away.
They found all kinds of articles of clothing and stuff like that. Unfortunately, none of it matched the clothing that we know Tonya was last wearing. It's a roller coaster ride. We're doing the best to help them get some answers.
So definitely, guys, if you can, it's 12 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you watch that.
We believe that she would not.
Share, 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 share. Share is so important. So that's a retweet. And then this is August 5th, so this is going to be Saturday. So if you're in the area or if you're a local, and I'm not a local, and I'm, like I said, I'm with him at the hospital, or I'd probably go to this because I love me some yard sales, and to be able to do what is a passion in my heart and help missing people and go to a yard sale too. What? So it says yard sale benefit donation, yard sale for future surf efforts. Help find Tonya Wipp, sale located at 104 Commonwealth Avenue, Southwest Polk City, Florida, next to Domino's. This is going to take place on Saturday, August the 5th, 2023 from 8 to 4. Missing persons, guys, Tonya Lee Wipp, last seen May 28, 2023, Auburndale, Florida, age 38, female, white, 5'7", 145 pounds. And keep in mind, height and weight are taken generally from license or family, so it may vary. So she may not weigh 145 pounds, but generally they do try to keep it pretty close. And again, here's the phone number, 516-253-0610. And this is wearetheessentials.com. That's that we're helping the family. And then this goes on. It's WFLA, another video of the search. This is family. And this is an article I feel it's really important to read. This article was put out yesterday. This is News Nation. Big shout out to them. Tonya Wipp's sisters say that she just wouldn't walk away. Wipp's family last spoke to her on May 26th, and she posted online on June 1st. Wipp's boyfriend said that he returned from work and she was gone. Her sisters say Wipp wouldn't leave her dog behind. Okay, I have my fur babies, and I'm telling you, if I up and leave, I'm not leaving my fur babies. Okay, so here's a picture, and usually they're pretty good about putting in pictures. So there's the dog. Aww. Oh yeah, you can tell she loves her fur baby. Yeah, no thanks. I'm already subscribed. Not sure why it's asking me to do that again. So despite multiple search efforts, it's been 2 months. Tonya Wipp's family has heard from her, and her loved ones urgently want to know what happened. The last time Robin spoke with her youngest sister was on May 26th. I miss her terribly. I just wish she would walk through my door, she said. The last time I heard from Wipp was on Facebook post on June 1st. We're trying to keep it together, said Donna Martin, another one of Wipp's 3 sisters. It's definitely not like her, and it makes it scarier. Jenny Shelton, the third of Wipp's sisters, said that the family was worried and stressed and just trying to figure out how Wipp would disappear. We will be discussing the case live stream 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday. Join the conversation by submitting a question on this page, and we'll answer it on the screen. Over the past several weeks, hundreds of volunteers in the Auburndale, Florida community have joined the family, searching roughly a dozen locations around Wipp's house and wooded areas nearby. Searchers have worked on foot, used trucks, ATVs, drones, seeking clues in Wipp's location. Nico Tesanti, co-founder of We Are the Essentials, of a group of former law enforcement military service members who help find those that have gone missing, said while the volunteers, some items, none appeared to belong to Wipp. And we heard that in the video. And that this, they are pleading for somebody to speak up. It says Carol never reported Wipp missing, declined to join any of the searches. He told the family Wipp wanted space, but that just doesn't add up. I just don't believe she walked away, not from everything, not her dogs, not her car, not her family. I just don't. And that's what her sister said. At 38, Wipp was never married, and her relationship with Carol was complicated. When they met in 2013, she had already spent time behind bars for stabbing and attempted murder of a 16-year-old ex-girlfriend 10 years earlier. Then in 2015, Carol went back to prison and fought narcotics during a traffic stop. Being caught with narcotics during a traffic stop. The release was several months ago, but Wipp stayed in touch while he was incarcerated. We had read a lot of letters were in the property between the boyfriend and her. They're kind of sort of the trying to help each other, like would say, what is going on? Stop. Please stay clean. I love you so much. She would write back the same. This is going to be a new start. Don't worry about what happened to us in the past, he said. Tasani said that in course of his investigation, he found information suggesting the recent months Wipp had been using methamphetamines. But Tonya and her family said that she had talked to her and she had been clean for the past 5 years. Okay, so I have a drug addict that's laying 4 foot from me that, he had clean time under his belt, and he periodically relapses because when that monster flares up, it comes up. That's why he has no use of his legs, and 80% of his body is methamphetamines relapse. So, my heart goes out. It does happen. She did drugs in the past, and she got her life back on track. So did he. He was making almost $3,000 a week in his paychecks. We were doing amazing. Brand new cars. Like everything's going great. All of a sudden relapses now. He's laying in the hospital bed, and you guys can hear him snoring because he's taking some pretty extensive pain medications because 80% of his body's broken. She's been clean for almost 5 years now. She seems happy. She didn't seem like anything was wrong. Toscani said that the recent increase of the drug potency, his organizations have found many cases where people's drug deceased due to drug involvement. These cases are involving the new drugs we are finding. Folks are not finding these folks alive, he said. So far, the police have not named any persons of interest in this case. In a statement of Arvindale Police told News Nation that they have followed up on numerous leads in attempts to locate Wipp, but all have been unsuccessful. Just in the last week, the police and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement searched the home, dug out the yard in Rose Street in Arvindale. Homeowner Jake Rudy said that Wipp had lived there about 10 years ago and stopped by the house for about 45 minutes on June 6th. But he said he was not involved in her disappearance and doesn't know where she is. She was concerned that she might make a mistake coming back down here. She was doing so good where she was, and nothing in my house that involves Tonya. There is nothing in my house that's illegal right now, he told WFLA. Police said any evidence recovered during the search will be sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Crime Lab. Toscani said that his team is working well and working to do anything they can to help Wipp's loved ones to get answers. Meanwhile, the family... Hello. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Welcome in, Elmer Bushwhacker Fudd. You can definitely replay career. Please, please, please. I appreciate everybody that's here in the live, and I appreciate everybody that replay clues. You guys, the important thing is seeing their faces, seeing their names, and share. Meanwhile, the family grasps for new hope in any way they can. They held a prayer vigil for Tonya this week. They said the hardest part is not knowing what happened to her and worrying that she needs help. This is the one thing you can contact me with. She knew I was worried. So if I believe you were really out there, she could get a phone, she would have called me. And that was her sister, Jennifer. And I don't want to chop her last name up. Okay, so let's pop back to Twitter. This was from yesterday. And of course, this is the same article that we've already read. This is the vigil that we watched that happened August 1st, which was yesterday, but it has her face, so it's important to show her face. You never know who might recognize her and who might be able to, just that one tip. No tip is too small. So this is the vigil that we already watched, so we're not going to watch that again. And there's her poster again, and again, I'm not giving him a view. Okay, there's another poster. Here's some more posters, pictures of the vigil. This is Tampa Bay 10. Jennifer Coffender's posted again. There's some more pictures. The search continues. Okay, so let's go back over here because I believe that's going to be about all that is in here that is going to be. Let's see, we're going to stop that. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to go over here. We're going to go here. We're going to share this. Yup, we're going to do that. And we're gonna do this. Share. And you guys are gonna see all my stuffs on the bottom. That's fine. All right, so that's her face. I want to make sure her face is up here, and while we're talking about her case. And now I will pop over here to chat. Thank you, Bob. Love me some Bob, guys. If you are not subbed up to Bob, you know what? I think he's in my Nightbot. So let's see. We'll drop Bob. Bob. I think Bob is in my Nightbot. He should be in my Nightbot. I just don't know if it's under Bob. It should be under Bob. Shared her information on my community post. Thank you, Bob. You're awesome. There's Bob's link. Hello, expert. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. You should be in my Nightbot too. If you are not subbed up to the expert, make sure you guys sub up to the expert. He does kind of a little bit of everything. He's a zero drama channel, much like we are over here. We do not do drama. Zero drama. So he's another one that's zero drama. Great channel, great community. He does Taco Tuesdays. He does a lot of all different like matchup mix-up. I want to go ahead and feature Elmer Bushwhacker Fudd. Hello, watching a little bit. Again, thank you, Replay Clue. There's Juju. If you're still in here, thanks for coming in. And I don't know what I did to the experts thing. Let me check Nightbot while she's up on the screen, and I'll just kind of sit here and talk. So we have so many missing people here in Florida. It's really saddening. And Tonya Wipp is the reason that I wanted to come up here, and I wanted to show her face and show her name. But since we are here, I am going to bring up another case that I hold very dear to my heart, and I really want to make sure that his case is out there as well. But these domestic violence cases, like, they hit home, like they hit really deep, because if you guys ever look at my nose, it's crooked. The reason why it's crooked is because I was married to a professional kickboxer that was also a psychopath, and he broke my nose when I was 17. Also have a big chunk of rib that's missing due to him. So that's one reason why these cases like really hit the heart. I'm trying to figure out how do I have his. I know it's in here somewhere. It might be in my auto drops. So if I'm live long enough. No, it's the expert. That's bothering me. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I am about my Nightbot here. So let me go ahead and do this and this. And if you guys are not subbed up, make sure you go sub up to the expert, because he's awesome too. Let's take this down. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to bring up another poster, and this live is about Tonya. And please, if you have any information, call the number on your screen. But I also want to share Vlad. So this is Brian Vladek Hassel. He's missing out of Orlando, Florida. He is a military veteran, guys. I hold this case very, very dear to my heart. And this is just a screenshot that I grabbed. This is where my sister actually was in the live with the glare. And the glare had SF Investigates, who again is amazing. And I love SF Investigates on panel. And Joe came into chat, and it like made my heart smile that Joe was in there. So myself, Joe, Lana, and a handful of other people like flooded his chat with green hearts, so that way we could kind of bring some awareness for Vladik too, since we had Steve on panel. So we kind of made sure that we snuck him in there. So I'm gonna sneak him in here. Okay, so I think that was like really all I had as far as stuff that I wanted to bring up. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a very long live, and I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for understanding, and thank you for understanding that my life is crazy right now, and that I'm really trying to still be here for my families and still be here for advocating and doing the good things and fighting the good fight. So there was something else that I wanted to show you guys on Twitter, where Vern actually, when he was working this morning to get her put on Name Us, And this is literally just my notification, so I don't mind if you guys see this stuff. So Vern said, working with a small law enforcement agency and getting a nameless profile put into a database. I'm still amazed that the agency's detectives do not know how to process works. Would love to see advocates come together and advocate for the U.S. Congress to make mandatory entries for law enforcement for all missing cases their agency investigates. So I commented on Vern's tweet, let me see what I can do. And then I spent like 2 hours in between physical therapy training and learning how to take care of him, so I'm able to bring him home. Go ahead and do this one here. So you guys are getting to see behind the scenes. Just saying you're welcome to Missing in America, because what I did this morning was I got on, and you guys didn't even get to see any of that. It's fine because I forgot to share the screen. But anyway, so I called my state representative. I called Governor DeSantis' office. I called my local legislator, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. I was just kind of getting phone numbers and, we'll call you back kind of thing. So then I went so far as to call Congress. And what I did was I just picked, a congressman here in Florida, called their office. They were amazing. And they gave me the phone number for my congressman. So I reached out to my congressman here in Florida. And sorry, I think my internet just glitched. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I'm on the hospital internet, guys, so it's a little wonky. So I did reach out to my congressman, and I'm waiting on an email. So what I did was I reached out and I told them that, I kind of gave them a little short and sweet of what Vern had experienced trying to get the case in NamUs. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop that link. Normally I have a mod in here, but Jody is in Australia. So sometimes she doesn't come in the day lives. So what was I doing? NamUs. That's what I was doing. I think it's in there like that. Like I said, she's my Nightbot Pro, so she usually drops this stuff for me. So I think it's under NamUs. Hopefully it is. If not, I've got Nightbot up here, and I'll check the command. Yeah, there it went. Kiki man. I'm so sorry. I cannot speak today. I cannot English, so maybe it wasn't a good idea to go live. But again, I wanted to share her face, share her story, see her name, get her name out there, and make sure that we're doing our due diligence. And if you are an advocate, please reach out to your congressman. It's going to be a 202 area code number. It's going to be Washington, D.C. Let them know how you feel about missing cases. Let them know that we really, really, really need this to be across the board. This needs to be brought to Congress. All law enforcement needs to be trained how to use NamUs. They need to know what NamUs is and how to submit DNA to NamUs and other information. Because if we don't submit that information, and just like I told him, I said, okay, here, I'm in Florida, and we have an influx of people that are randomly cutting up their significant others or whatever the case may be, putting them in suitcases. Okay, so the ocean is an animal. We already know the ocean's an animal of its own, just using this first scenario. So say someone gets murdered in the state of Florida. They're put in, well, this is a perfect one. I'll just use California. So if you guys check my community wall, I think I posted it on my community wall. I know it's on my Twitter. There was a barrel that washed up on shore in California, and it had a human body in it. Well, that barrel, how do we know where it came from? How do we know? It came into a lagoon from the ocean. Okay, so I would like to hope that that person was reported missing and their DNA has been submitted to NamUs. Their name, their description, their information, a recent photo has been submitted, because where a lot of times, and you have to keep in mind, if somebody's missing, and especially if they're having a mental breakdown, you don't think about what you are going to do to affect your family. So say if, and I'm just using this for instance, so say if I decided to go missing and I live in a small town, I live outside of Orlando. What if the law enforcement in the small town that I live in doesn't know how to use Nameless? They don't know how to submit my DNA. So say I get picked up by some crazy person on the interstate and they drive me to Kentucky and, murder me and throw me off the side of a mountain. Well, 10 years later, I'm found. They don't know who I am. You know what I am? A Jane Doe. Because my DNA, my information was never submitted. What's Bob got to say here? Love me some Bob. Thank you, Bob, for coming in. You make my heart smile. There's a 20-year-old, Kayla Santiello, who's been missing from Kingsport, Tennessee for over a month. How come I haven't heard about her case? I knew we had the little boy that was missing, that went missing with his dog. I'm going to screenshot this just so I have this name. So give me just a second, guys. Because I have a million things going on and I don't want to lose this name because I want to make sure that I get Kayla out on my community wall and whatnot as well. And as you guys know, Michaela, she just popped up in my, sorry. He's my snore monster here, guys. And I think he's dressed so you guys can see. He's out of it. He went to physical therapy this morning and took his morning meds and he's KO'd. So I had a chance to go live. So that's what I did was go live while I have a chance while he's sleeping, kind of my break in between before I go get me something to eat because I'm kind of hungry. But again, this is what I wanted to do. It was important to me to get her name and her face out there and to make sure that, I put my 2 cents in. I couldn't find coverage on WJHL for her. Outdoorsy Life said. I'm not surprised. It's Kingsport. And Kiki E-Man said, Sub Bob, he's a cool dude. I love me some Bob. Subdued Bob. Cool, watch it, Bob. You can get subdued. I'm just kidding. Please don't come at me. Love you guys. But yeah, so that was my main thing for going live today. And I will make sure. Thank you, Bob. Thank you as always. And you can hit me up. If I think you're on my Facebook. If you're not on my Facebook, you can hit me up on Facebook. If you don't have a Twitter, Bob, you should probably get a Twitter because you would really enjoy Twitter. And if you want to hit me up, if you have me on Facebook or if you can find me on Facebook, it's Mind of Monsters on Facebook. Send me a DM and I'll give you my phone number. And that way you'll have my personal phone number and you can communicate with me. Because like I said, I love me some Bob. I have nothing but respect for you. And, I'd like to, if you have something, reach out to me. Because a lot of times I'm bad about checking like notifications and YouTube's horrible about giving you your notifications. So yeah, it's definitely somebody missing out of Kingsport, Tennessee that needs coverage. Let's get her face out there. Let's get her name out there. Let's do what we need to do because we know from the case that's going on in Tennessee right now. I mean, I got a whole list of them, but the main case that everybody likes to cover is still open and there's been no movement on. But, what are we supposed to do when you have law enforcement that uses the good old boy system or, it could possibly be.
Ben, let's see, I don't know. Let me think. Let me knock on Mr. Noggin. Who could trick us into doing that? Could have been Satan.
I think not. I think it's just good old boy system law enforcement. But that's my opinion and completely my opinion. And only my opinion. Please do not share any hate. Please do not take any negative energy to anyone from this live or from anything that I say. Everything I say is my opinion. Please do your own research. Please form your own opinion. Okay, so guys, as always, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for all your support. And I appreciate everybody. And I love everybody that comes in. I love everybody that that comes in and, that Layla. Where'd it go, Bob? There it is. It's Layla. Okay, let me grab it. I'm going to grab it. It's probably going to freeze for a second, guys. So let me grab this name. Okay, so that way I have her name. Thank you, Bob. You're fine. You're fine. Outdoorsy Life says prayers for Layla. Hi, love. How are you? Bob said, I appreciate that very much. Hey, I appreciate you, Bob. Keeping it real 100%. And thank you for your service and thank you for everything you do. You're one of my favorite humans. Me too. I'm so glad. I miss going live and I miss having my community and having my chats with you guys. And I really appreciate you. And I know I'm not on here as much as I would like to be. As I said, and I've always been transparent with the fact that Mr. Sunshine is a drug addict and struggles with drug use. But I'm pretty sure that the situation that we have now, that's kind of all stopped. And he's really actually looking at advocating and going and showing to other people how his experience with relapsing repetitively and not taking life seriously has put him in the position that he's in now. And a man that, worked full time and loves being outside and was able to do the things that he was able to do now has no use of his legs. So it's a learning experience and a learning curve. But I still, like I said, I took a little bit of time off, even though I was still sneaking in the background and checking on my families. I did take some time away. So the last 2 days I've really been like at the grind and kind of grabbing the bull by the balls, if you will, and getting back into what I do as a passion, because it's not a hobby, it's a passion to me. I really enjoy it. And I'm going to say, if you are an advocate and you are listening to the sound of my voice, please, please, please reach out to your congressman and express to them the importance of making sure that they understand that all people matter, all missing matter, everyone matters, everyone deserves a spot on NBC, everyone deserves a share, a flyer, even you take a picture of the person and put their name across it and how long they've been missing. Reach out to one of us that creates flyers and we will. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. And God bless you as well. And yes, prayers for recovery. Like, he's doing amazing by leaps and bounds. So I'm really proud of him. And he's really he's a great support. And even though he's laying in a hospital bed, he's been amazing with understanding and knowing that this is what is my passion, is helping my families and being there for my families and being able to do what I do and advocate for people and still be, my country self, that my voice is loud. I may not be, a whole lot to look at. I may not be all fancy smancy. And right now I don't have a background or anything going on because it doesn't have any. That's not important. What's important is getting their names out there, getting their faces out there, and showing that we're here for them. Just on a side note, if you didn't already realize this, if you go on to the NCMEC website, which is the National Missing Kids website, National Missing and Endangered Children, I would get it out. I think I have their website as well. There's actually a part of that you can, and it's free, so you don't have to pay anything off for it. You can go on there and you can start training to be an advocate. And I do suggest that you do that. And I have to shout out to Lawyer Mystery Maven, because she was in a chat one night and she really touched my heart. And she said, if you really want to be an advocate and you really want to put yourself out there and you really want to say, I advocate for the missing, do that. Do that training class. Like what I did is I turned it on. I'm halfway through it. I'm not through it by any means. It was a very long training, but there's some really good information in there, and it answers a lot of questions on how Amber Alerts work and Florida Amber Alerts, because Florida has its own Amber Alert system, and it was really interesting to watch that. And I don't know what the hell's going on with my Nightbot. See, this is why I need Jody here, because I'm probably putting the wrong commands in, and it's supposed to auto drop this stuff. I don't know. Either way, You guys know what NCMEC is. That's where we check out for Amber Alerts and stuff. So definitely check it out. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything out of pocket. And it's great information, and knowledge is power. And that's why we're here, is to use our power and use our voice for good and not for evil, because there's so much evil in the world. Let's not be that. Let's be a voice. If you see something, say something. Always know. Have I been getting Amber Alerts? I got the Amber Alert from the other night, and she's been found safe. And because she's an underage juvenile that's been found safe, I'm not going to use her name. But I did update her flyer on my community wall, and I did update her flyer on my Twitter. It hadn't been released to the public that she'd been found safe yet. She dropped off the FDLE website, because I constantly am going on there in between training classes and checking to see whether or not she had been found or not. And she disappeared off their website. So I called FDLE, and then I called Daytona Police Department, and I talked to the detectives there. And it was kind of funny, because I told the detective, I was like, I need your name. I need any details you guys are willing to release to me, because once I post this on social media, and I'm going to post this before you guys post anything or before you guys release anything, the missing community will have my head if she's not been found. So he gave me his name, and he did let me know that once she was safely back in Daytona Beach, they would make it. Yes, the girl from Daytona Outdoorsy Life. He did let me know that they would post it publicly on social media that she had been found safe. I know that I was getting some notifications that the vehicle had been found previously, and that there was no public update, but it was because she'd been found 5 minutes before I called Daytona Police. So I beat them to the punch on getting it out there. But she was found safe, and it was definitely 2 detectives that I spoke to, actually. So that way, and it was so funny, because I posted on Twitter what I'd said to the detective, and Vern was like, but we would give your head back. I'm really fond of this head, so I don't want to put anything out there that's misinformation. Next summer, we'll be moving back to Orlando. Well, come on down. Come on down to Orlando. It is hot here. Let me tell you what. It just melts you hot. They did the temperature thing in Manatee Bay. It's 105 degrees in the ocean. And what the nurse told me this morning is not an alligator, a crocodile swam up in New Smyrna Beach. The water's too hot. We shouldn't have crocodiles over here. He didn't come too far to come here. But I'm getting off track, guys. So thank you so much for everybody for being here. As always, make sure you hit that. I think it's over here. Or maybe it's over here. Well, the like button and the subscribe button, and make sure you share out this video so we can get Tonya's face out there and her name out there, and right. And you're in Marion County. That's where she was found. You know that if you're or maybe you didn't know that, but yeah, she was found in Marion County. So, there's details on that out there. And again, since she's a juvenile and she's been found, I'm not going to put it out there. But if you guys want to look, I'm not sure if it's on Facebook, because I stay off of Facebook. I do use Facebook, but I don't get in the middle of all the groups and the drama and all that stuff, because I can't do the drama. Like, you guys that know me know I can't do the drama. Like, I may have my little moments, and I may have my little moments, but I don't do any drama. I am not about drama. And I thought I had a video uploaded about drama, but apparently I don't. That's okay. I was going to share it, but I don't know where it went. But either way, I'm not going to keep you guys for too terribly long. I've been on here for almost an hour. So again, thank you always for being here. I appreciate everybody so much. Thank you for all my members. Thank you for all my subs. I appreciate everybody that comes in. I appreciate everybody that listens to me rant or just comes in just to show support. I definitely do. Thank you. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Always know that if you see something, say something. Make sure that you call your loved ones, you hug them, you tell them that they mean something to you. If you have a missing person, please reach out to an advocate. Please reach out to someone that can help you. There are people that can help. Do not think you're alone, because you're not alone. We are here for you. there's a whole community that is a great community. I am going to say, make sure you do a little bit of scrolling and a little bit of vetting before you start reaching out to people. And I'm also going to ask for my fellow creators, please do not bombard this family. Please don't bombard this family. They won't help. But as always, thank you for being here. And you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, hug your kids, make your phone calls, and never, ever, ever, ever give up. Hi, guys.